Hey friends, and welcome to your Up Dog Flow. This class is also called a fresh start because we are working towards our upward dog peak pose. And upward dog is a posture that you'll find in almost every single vinyasa or flow class, but oftentimes we don't spend much time in it. So hopefully this class gives you maybe an opportunity to look at the posture with fresh eyes and sort of going with the times of everything reopening. It feels like there might be opportunity for a fresh start for businesses, for ourselves, opportunity for growth, for change, and anything really. So you might want a block for this class, you might want a strap, not essential, but always handy to have. So go ahead, take your time, get yourself set up, and whenever you're ready, we will begin. We are going to begin in a comfortable seat. So whenever you're ready, making your way somewhere towards the middle of your mat. If you're feeling a little bit tight through the hips, you might want to sit up onto a block or a pillow and take a few moments to just get yourself settled. Rest your hands wherever feels good, in your lap, on your legs, palms up or down, and feel free to close your eyes. And just starting to take a few deep breaths as you feel your sitting bones ground down into the earth. And that energy start to rebound up through your spine, helping you to maybe sit a little bit taller, feel a little bit more energized and awake. Breathing up and down, side to side, front to back. Feeling your breath fill up every corner, every crevice. Maybe finding new places to send your breath. With each inhale, imagine letting something in, something fresh and new. And with each exhale, think about letting something go, something old and stale. Breathing in to open up, to fill up. Breathing out to let go, to release. Take one more inhale through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. You can keep your eyes closed or open them. As you breathe in, stretch your arms open wide, lift the chest. As you breathe out, give yourself a hug, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Inhale again, arms open wide like wings, lift your heart high. Exhale and round, wrap opposite arm on top, curl in. Take two more with the breath. Inhale, encourage a little back bend. Exhale, round in, squeeze tight. One more time, inhale, expand. And exhale to pull in, contract. This time as you inhale, bring your arms all the way behind you, fingers interlace, palms squeeze together. Maybe the knuckles can press down into the ground as you lift your heart high, puff up the chest. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. It might feel nice to drop your chin to your chest and let your head roll side to side. Letting right ear fall to right shoulder and then left ear to left. Taking a couple of gentle neck rolls. In this practice, we'll get into little areas of the body, the feet, the toes, the wrists, all in preparation for our upward dog. Bring your chin back up, gently release the clasp of the hands and take your right leg out long, sole of left foot to inner right thigh. Start to slide your right hand towards your foot as your left arm reaches up and over. Take one big breath in to really feel the left side of the body lengthen. And as you breathe out, bend your left elbow, roll your shoulder back. Two more. Inhale, stretch the left arm long, reach up and over. Exhale, bend the elbow, feel a bit of resistance like you're pulling down on something. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend the elbow, feel the stretch across the chest. And then let your hand come all the way down to the ground under your shoulder. Right arm reaches up and over. You can stay here or you could press into the right foot, the left shin, the left hand, and lift your hips up. Maybe enjoying a side body stretch or more of a back bend by rolling your shoulder back. If you'd like, you can take a couple little rolls of the wrist here, wiggling the fingers around just a couple times in both directions. And if the hips are lifted, gently lower them back down to the ground as you sweep your right arm behind you, coming into a side body stretch. Left hand anywhere to the outside of the right leg. The right leg is strong, foot is flexed. Keep the spine long. So feeling the hands push down, the chest lift up as you twist over towards the right side. Taking one more big breath in. As you exhale, twist. And bringing yourself all the way back through center for the second side. Left leg long, right foot inner left thigh. Start to reach your left hand towards your foot, letting your hand rest anywhere that feels comfortable as the right arm reaches up and over. One big breath in, feel the right side of the body open. And as you exhale, bend your right elbow, let your shoulder roll back. 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen and reach. Exhale, bend the elbow, feel that bit of resistance as you peel the chest open. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. And then let your hand come all the way down to the ground. Left arm reaches up. Stay here or lift the hips. Press into right shin, right hand, left foot. Maybe this is more of a side bend or more of a back bend. You can choose as you roll out the top wrist a few times. Wiggle the fingers. And then gently lower the hips down. Begin to sweep your left arm behind you, right hand to the outer left leg. Flex the left foot, keep the spine long, the hips rooted down as you twist left. Softening shoulders. Breathing in one more time to lengthen. Breathing out to twist. And then slowly unwind and make your way onto your back. We will warm up the core a little bit because even though our peak pose is up dog, it's a back bend, you still are going to be using your core. So bring your hands onto your hips, feet planted, feeling the pelvis neutral here. So the natural curve to your spine, a little bit of space between your spine and the ground. And then start to draw your belly button towards your spine. Pull your ribs lightly in towards your hips. Keep that strength in the core as you lift your right knee above your hip. Knee is bent 90 degrees. And then lift your left knee above your hip. Keep the knee bent 90 degrees. I like to keep my hands right onto the hip bones, the low belly, to just feel that things are still working. And then drop your right toes down to the ground, keeping your knee bent at 90. And then bring it back up. And switch. Left toes tap down, knee stays bent 90. Bring it up. And keep going side to side. So the movement is not really like a can-can. It's not a bend at the knee. The knee doesn't move. It's just from the hip. Feeling that movement, that strength come from the low core, the deep abdominal muscles. You can stay here or you can reach your arms above your head, shoulder width, and lower opposite arm and leg. Take your time. This one is tricky. Opposite arm and leg. I won't say any side as to not mess you up, but just think about it. Opposite arm and leg lowering. Take your time. Move slow. I like to inhale to lengthen and exhale to pull back in. If you'd like one more option, instead of keeping the leg bent, you can stretch it long and hover it above the ground. Choose what works for you right now. Hopefully feeling a little bit of heat in the core. Finishing off just a couple more of this nice little dead bug. Finishing it off on the left side. And bringing everything back in. Feet lowered down. We're coming into a bridge. Arms by your sides, feet hip width apart. Push the feet down as the hips lift up. And then gently lower the hips down. Getting into the back body here, preparing for our back bends. Now that you've strengthened the core, see if you can keep that strength, keep that neutral pelvis so you're not overarching the back as you lift your hips up into your bridge. You're staying strong through the hamstrings, the glutes, feeling all the muscles along the spine begin to wake up. Next time you lift up, hold. Hips are level, inner thighs firm towards each other. If you'd like, you can wiggle your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Clasping hands, reaching knuckles towards your heels. Keep pushing into the heels. Imagine you're dragging your heels towards your shoulders. If you'd like one more extra little bit of fun, you can lift the heels, keeping the glutes strong, the low back long. All right, let's take the arms by the sides. Gently lower your hips, give yourself a nice little hug and sway side to side. Massage out the low back. And then either roll over to one side or grab the backs of the legs. Take a nice big rock up to tabletop. We meet on all fours, stacking wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread wide. Getting into the wrists here. So just start by coming up onto the right fingertips, and then the left fingertips, and then bring the right palm down and the left palm down. And keep going, right, left, left. And as you lower the palms down, still really grip the ground. Gazing at the fingers, watching them work. And this will not only help to strengthen the wrists and the fingers, but it will strengthen the forearms, which will help support the wrists in things like tabletop, plank, down dog, crow, up dog, all those weight-bearing poses on your wrists. All right, we'll bring both palms down flat, but keep the grip strong. And as you inhale, lift the chest, lift the tail, cow. As you exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail, cat. A couple more. Inhale, reaching the heart forward. Feel like your hands are pulling towards your knees. Exhale, round, spread the shoulder blades wide. Take two more. Again, in the back bend, feel the hands like as if they're dragging back, but they don't move. Exhale, round. Maybe noticing how that helps to stretch the heart forward more. Take your last one, breath in. And breath out. Coming back to your neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes under, send your hips up and back, downward dog. Go ahead and pedal out your down dog, moving around any which way that feels good for you. And then come to stillness. We'll lift the right leg up, point the right toes, and bring the top of the right foot down onto the mat. So top of the right foot stays down. If you've done this before, you can move with me. If you've never done this, then you might want to watch to see what's going on. Left knee lowers down to the ground, still keeping top of right foot down. And then push the ground away, lift the hips back up into your downward dog as you curl the right toes under. Again, come forward, lower left knee down, top of right foot down. And then send the hips back as you curl the right toes under into your dog. Take a few more and just move at your own pace. Know that if this is the first time or the first few times you're doing it, that it's totally normal to feel a little bit uncoordinated or weird or frustrated. Just take your time, really just wanting to warm up through the toes, to roll over the toes, because that's how we get in and out of our upward facing dog. We'll meet back in downward dog. Line up the feet, come forward to plank, and then lower the knees down. Take a little shift forward, shoulders a bit ahead of wrists, legs are strong as you lower down to the ground. Hands are beside the rib cage. Actually, slide forearms down onto the mat. Coming into Sphinx pose. Push down into the forearms. Legs are strong. Lift the chest. Feel like your elbows are pulling back towards your hips. Now push down into the forearms, push down into the knees. Start to peel the front body off of the mat, coming into a plank on the forearms. Feel everything nice and stable as you bring right hand under right shoulder, left hand under left. You're in your plank on your knees. You can stay here or you can bring the knees a bit more underneath of your hips as we get into the second side, starting with left fingertips, then right. Bring the left palm down, right palm down, and keep going at your own pace, coming onto fingertips and then lowering palms down. And if the knees are more in a plank, try to keep the upper body stable, the core lifted, the arms straight. I usually find if I'm doing this from a plank, my arms get tired, so my hands start to walk further away, but that defeats the purpose. So try to keep wrists under shoulders as best you can, and if you can't, then just walk knees under hips. Once both palms are down again, we meet in tabletop, and then take a breath in, lift your chest. Option this time, if you'd like, just for a bit of fun, draw heels towards hips. And as you breathe out and round, you might push the knees down, or push the feet down, hover the knees. Inhale again, just an option to lift the feet, reach the heart forward. As you exhale, just an option to push into the feet, hover the knees. 2 more times. Inhale, fill up. Exhale to empty and round. Last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Knees come down if they were lifted. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips. Downward dog. Go ahead, move around again, a little or a lot. And then come into stillness. Lift the left leg up. Point the left toes. And then set the top of the left foot down onto the mat. Feet probably won't be in line, and that's okay. Lower the right knee down onto the mat underneath of your hip. And then send the hips up and back as you curl the left toes under. Again, forward, dropping right knee, top of left foot down, back, lifting right knee, curling left toes under. Shift forward, top of left foot down, shift back, curl left toes under. One or two more at your own pace. Again, getting into the toes, rolling over them, building that mind-body connection for when we come in and out of our upward facing dog. We meet in downward dog. Get the feet lined up. Come forward to plank. Lower the knees. Shift forward a little, and then lower all the way down to the ground. Once you're here, forearms onto the mat. Back into Sphinx pose. Push into forearms, push into feet, legs stay strong and active. Shoulders draw back, chest reaches forward. Now push into the forearms, push into the knees, start to strengthen as you lift the front body towards the back body, plank. Maybe the toes tuck and you lift the knees up. Keeping shoulders in line with hips, not too high or low. Keeping ribs pulling towards the hips, you've got this. Stay stable as you bring left hand under left shoulder. Right hand under right. Send your hips up and back, downward dog. Lift the heels as you breathe in. Look forward, bend the knees as you breathe out. Make your way into your fold, any way you'd like to get there. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. As you exhale, fold. Inhale brings you all the way up to standing, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart. Take one big breath in, what can you let in? One big breath out, what can you let go?